Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Miss Lynne. I have a very nice story to read to you this morning called The Elegant Elephant by Russell McCracken. Most elephants are born in the jungle, but all elephants, no matter where they're born, all dream of living in the circus. So did Eddie, the baby elephant. "Mother," he said, "take me away from the jungle. Take me to live in the circus." Esther, his mother, smiled. "Ah, my dear, you have to be an elegant elephant to live with the circus." "But, Mother, how can an elephant be elegant with such a stubby neck and plain gray coat?" "That is something you will have to find out for yourself," she said. Eddie tramped along the jungle path, swinging his little trunk from side to side. "How can an elephant be elegant?" he asked himself over and over. He came to the place where the giraffe family lived. "Now, if I only had a beautiful long neck like Jeffrey Giraffe," he thought. "Jeffrey," he called. "Jeffrey Giraffe, come on out. Let's have a splash in the swimming hole." Jeffrey stuck his nose out of the window. "I can't go out today," he said in a wheezy sort of voice. "I have a sore throat." "What's a little sore throat?" said Eddie, waving his trunk. "Come on, the water's fine." "I can't talk," whispered Jeffrey, "and I haven't any little sore throat. If you had a neck as long as mine, you'd know that any sore throat for a giraffe is always a big sore throat." And Jeffrey gargled a great glass of something the doctor had left for him. Mused Eddie. "I guess I'm lucky not to have a long neck after all." Jeffrey didn't seem to mind the taste of what was in the glass. "Listen," he croaked. "I will gargle the scales for you." And gargle the scales he did. He ran up and down the musical alphabet as the yellow stuff ran up and down his long throat. He went up C, E, G, B, D, F, A, C, and back down C, A, F, D, B, G, E, C. "You sound like a music box," said Eddie. "Just like a music box." Jeffrey smiled and gargled some more. He gargled and gargled and gargled. Eddie went down the jungle path, swinging his trunk a little more slowly. By and by, he met Zachary Zebra. Eddie looked at him longingly. "Oh, Zachary," he cried, "how I wish I had elegant striped coat just like yours." And he turned just green with envy. "I'll give you one," said Zachary with a quick wink in his eye. "Follow me." Eddie and Zachary trotted off together to a clearing in the jungle. "Sit down here," said Zachary. "Close your eyes and keep them closed. It might take a little while to get you the striped coat, but you mustn't peek." "I won't peek," Eddie promised. And he didn't. He sat perfectly still, his eyes closed tight for a long time. He didn't know what was going on, but he felt a tremendous tickle, first in one place and then in another. Zachary Zebra was painting the striped coat on him. He painted stripes around Eddie's body and around his legs and around his trunk. He even painted stripes around Eddie's straggly little tail. My, how it tickled! "Does it tickle too much?" asked Zachary. "Oh, no," answered Eddie. "I would stand almost anything to have a striped coat." At last Zachary Zebra finished. Eddie opened his eyes, and he saw the stripes around his legs and around his trunk. He was delighted. "What an elegant striped coat," he cried. "Zachary, my friend, how can I ever thank you for such a wonderful gift?" Zachary looked at Eddie proudly. "I am glad you like it," he said. Eddie crossed his striped legs. He twisted his striped trunk and twirled his striped tail and danced around in great excitement. "Ah," he sighed happily, "how elegant I am. Certainly, now I can join the circus. But don't you go down to the swimming hole. Why don't you go down to the swimming hole and have a good look at yourself?" Zachary suggested. Eddie thought that was a good idea. Do you think it was a good idea? Let's see. Now, it wasn't just the jungle animals that swam in the swimming hole. Jungle children swam there too. Eddie knew them all and loved them, and they all loved Eddie. But this day, when Eddie came hurrying down the path to the swimming hole, the jungle children ran out of the water and hid behind the trees. "Don't be afraid," Eddie shouted. "Look, it's only me. It's Eddie." The children looked again. No, surely that strange striped beast was not their friend Eddie. Just then Eddie saw himself in the water. The sight frightened him even more than it had the children. "Is that me?" he exclaimed. "What have I gone and done to myself? This striped coat is not elegant at all." He plunged into the water. After a while, Eddie stuck out his trunk for air. It was his own, very own, gray trunk. The stripes were all gone, for they were only painted and the water had washed them away. "Eddie!" the children cried, recognizing their familiar friend. "It is you! What a mean joke you played on us." "I guess," sighed Eddie, "the joke was on me," and he flapped his ears happily. The children all rushed into the water. They climbed on Eddie's broad back and they slid down his long trunk into the water with great splashes. When Eddie went home that afternoon, he told his mother all about what had happened to him. They laughed together about the painted stripes. "They did not make me look elegant at all," Eddie said. He paused a moment and then he said, "There's only one way I can be elegant." "And how is that?" asked his mother. "By being an elephant," Eddie answered. "Just an elephant, just like you." Of course, Eddie still dreamed of living with the circus. All elephants, no matter what they do, all dream of living with the circus. Did Eddie's dream come true? Yes, it did. Nowadays, Eddie goes from town to town with all the animals in the big show. You will know him when you see him. He is the baby elephant who rides on his mother's back in the circus parade. Is he an elegant elephant? Yes, he is. You have to be an elegant elephant to live with the circus. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story.